Oh, it's you. I guess you're back to hear more of the untold story of Phasmophobia. The story that nobody knew but me. Well, let's continue on with the story then. It seems like Brad is struggling with the paranormal and is finding his own way to keep his sanity. I'm sure he'll be fine though. They always are, aren't they?
The TVs are broken. It's like they tried to rip them off the wall.
Right, Raymond. I think they grabbed what they could of our expensive equipment too.
Yeah? What's missing, Brad?
I can't say for sure, Ray. I'll need to take an inventory when we get back to the office. It looks like some of the motion sensors, sound sensors, cameras, anything that can get pawned for a decent price.
Well, at least they didn't take it all. That could have been bad for what we're dealing with tonight.
Yeah, we're back at the Jones house, right? See, I thought they hired a priest for an exorcism after we were here the first time.
They did, Brad. It made it worse. Let's get in there and get that power on as quick as possible. I think they were telling me they had to reroute the power to the basement. But I'll head to the basement and get that power on right away, Brad.
Alright, Raymond. You do that. I'll start looking around.
They said the electrical in the garage got fried. I had a feeling it was a ghost.
With every short speech Brad made, he could smell the strong scent of his father's whiskey on his breath.
There's a skull in the garage.
Wait, what? What do you mean you found a skull?
Like a human skull, Brad. We still have lots of film for the photocams, right?
Yeah, we still have photocams and a good amount of film.
Brad's thoughts were sluggish. Every step he took in the house was another swaying slosh of the whiskey in the flask of his pocket.
Hey, do you have any info about what happened here?
Are you sure you want to discuss that, Brad, when we go in here?
Yeah, I'm all good, Raymond. Lay it on me.
Well, Brad, I don't know how to say it other than the priest was killed during the exorcism. The ghost appeared and strangled him to death in front of everyone, the whole family, even the children.
That's not right. Why were the kids even there?
I know, Brad. So keep in mind how dangerous this is. Oh, and the family's moving, so they were packing all their stuff up when they called us, and all their things are shoved in the closets. So don't try and hide in there if the ghost comes after you, Brad.
Wait, what? Well, where the hell are we supposed to hide, Raymond? What if it comes after us again?
Well, we can try and duck behind some furniture, or hide in a room far away from wherever it's haunted. It'll be okay, Brad, I promise. Just make sure we use lots of smudge sticks. Keep the crucifixes in the room, and take the stimulants.
But Raymond, how are we gonna check our sensors with the broken screens? How will we know when to take them?
We won't, Brad. We just have to occasionally take some. So if you've been inside for a while, just come outside and grab a bottle.
Oh, okay, Raymond. We can do this. Let's just try and get it done before we run out of supplies.
Yeah, good plan, Brad.
His mind didn't feel any better. A boat at rough sea. No, not a boat. A dinghy, lost in the washing waves. Brad found himself unable to cope with the things he had saw. The paranormal activity of these ghosts was too much. The sanity pills they bought weren't enough. He had snuck into his father's liquor cabinet to grab the whiskey earlier in the day. He had found and filled a small silver flask with a cross on it. He hoped it would have the same effect as the crucifixes they brought with them.
Brad, the EMF's going off. It's a 5.
What's causing it, Ray?
I'm not sure. Maybe this door or this light.
Okay, at least that takes one off the evidence book.
Yeah, you're right, Brad. That's at least putting us one step closer.
Okay, Raymond. Well, what should we look for next?
We had fingerprints last time. Maybe we'll get them again.
I think I'm gonna try and use the spirit box this time.
Are you sure, Brad? You sure you're ready for that?
Yeah, I can handle it, Raymond. You might just have to show me how to use it.
No problem, Brad. I can show you how to do that. It's really easy.
Raymond's steps grew quieter as he walked away from Brad and the van. Brad quickly took this opportunity to take a swig of his whiskey. The strong whiskey burnt his tongue and throat as he took the shot. He swallowed it and headed back to the house. His courage returned and that sloshing dinghy now sat in calm waters. Brad's mind was filled with an intoxicated fog that blocked and obscured the images of terror and fear.
Brad, I've checked all these doors, even the closets. there's no fingerprints on them. No glowing hands like last time.
Nothing at all, Raymond. That's kind of weird. What are you thinking?
Wait, it just touched another door. Let me check it quick. There was nothing on there either, Brad. Maybe something's changed from last time.
Okay, well, I'm going into the spirit box. I'll see if I can get it to talk again.
Okay, Brad. I'll be right there. I'm just gonna grab something else to bring in.
Oh, what the fuck? The lights are going off.
Brad, are you alright?
Yeah, I'm all good, Ray. The lights just started flickering.
It's okay, Brad. I think we're still okay.
Where are you? Are you here?
Brad's mind was glazed over as he spoke into the spirit box, but his heart couldn't stop but pound onto the frosted
Are you friendly?
glass that was hiding his fear, his fright.
Do you want to hurt us? Are you angry?
The crackling radio as he asked the question made him jump and turn. It was like the spirit itself was giving an answer, an aggressive, crackling static of anger.
Do you have a name? Are you in this room? Are you the same ghost? Did you kill the priest? Do you have a name? I didn't have any luck with the spirit box in there. I think I'm gonna take a break in the van for a minute, okay?
Sure, Brad. I'm setting up some more cams. Just let me know if you see anything.
Yeah, will do, Raymond. Will do.
Brad felt his hand shaking as he put back the spirit box. As soon as he saw Raymond on the cameras, he reached into his jacket pocket to take another shot of the hard alcohol. Brad knew he had got sloppy with the spirit box. Sometimes he had spoke into it without even holding the button down.
Raymond! I just saw it flip over a picture on the camera.
Where, Brad?
On the table, in the hallway below the
See
light.
it here, Brad.
Raymond! I just saw an apparition move through the dodge projector, just like last time.
All right, that's great, Brad.
That's 2 evidence down now, Raymond. This is going pretty good.
Well, Brad, as great as that is, now the real trouble starts.
What do you mean, Raymond? We've almost confirmed what's going on here. What kind of spirit is haunting this place?
Normally, Brad, yes. But in the nightmare of a ghost exorcism gone wrong, the ghost will lose its ability to leave evidence of one kind.
Meaning we have no way to tell what kind of ghost it could be?
Not exactly. So, you know how each ghost acts differently and reacts to things, right?
Yeah, what about it, Ray?
So, a wraith, it won't leave footprints. So if we put a fresh batch of salt and a UV glow stick on them...
We'll be able to see UV footprints, or we wouldn't be able to if it was a wraith.
That's right, Brad. And if it's a Goryo, it'll only show up on the camera it's going through the DOTS projector when no one else is around.
So if you see it in person, you know it's not that.
Yeah. Which leaves us either it being an Oni, which is super active when we're both around it, or a raiju, which should mess with our electronic equipment.
This is going to be tough, Raymond. It sounds like this could take a while to complete. We have already used up some of our supplies.
Yeah, Brad, it is. So let's just play safe, okay? I don't want either of us getting hurt.
Well, what's first, Ray?
Well, let's get some cameras in there, Brad, and we'll go from there. If we can start ruling out some of these ghosts, we'll be a step closer to getting out of here and knowing what happened. Brad's mind was spinning like a carousel, and the strong scent of the burnt smudge stick and smoke made him nauseous. He ran for the door just to get the fresh air, and as he stepped in, he breathed deeply, heading back to the van. Each step he tried to mask his intoxication, trying to walk the straight line, hoping not to stumble or fall within Raymond's ear or eyesight. But like clockwork, as soon as Raymond was out of his vision, he popped the flask open and took another shot. The alcohol was getting to him, the shots were so strong, the burning sensation on his tongue and throat did not help the now blurred and tilting vision he had
I'm going to
acquired.
get some salt in there and a UV glow stick so we can work on ruling out the wraith.
Okay, I'll hop on the cams and keep an eye on you.
Wanted to try and help out Raymond. He felt bad for how intoxicated he'd become, and he contradicted himself, immediately walking back into the house after saying he'd watch the cameras. The car that was his thinking process was swerving on the straight line of a road it traveled, veering off and taking wrong turns. He could not decide where to go, where he was coming from, or which thought was taking precedence in his mind. The driver was drunk, just like him, and they both had no idea what they were doing. Guilt almost ran over him for doing this to Raymond. He stood there looking at the doorway. He was so zoned out, thinking about the pills, the alcohol, the ghosts, the mess in his mind. The swaying dinghy was back, almost turned over. Raymond's yelling voice caused it to capsize.
Shit, I don't
I'm
have
coming,
a photo
Raymond,
cam
and I have a photo cam with me.
Okay, hurry, Brad.
Well, get out of the way, Raymond. I'm trying to get in there to take a picture.
Good work, Brad. If you weren't so fast on your toes, we might have missed them. But that does mean one thing, though.
We ruled out the Wraith.
That's right, Brad. We just ruled out the
One down, Ray. Which one are we going for
I
next?
think next we should look at the Goryo.
Okay, so how do we do that?
Well, we're gonna have to set up some more cameras. And you watch on the cameras, we'll all watch in person. If we both see something at the same time, we know it's not the Goryo.
Right. But if I see it, and you don't, that means it's the Goryo, right?
That's right, Brad. You're really getting good at this ghost stuff. I couldn't have done it without you here.
Guilt hit his tiny dinghy like a tidal wave. What had he done to Raymond? He was so intoxicated, so drunk that he couldn't even help if he wanted to. If Raymond was in real trouble, Brad didn't know what he'd be able to do. Even watching the cameras was a difficult task. Each time he flipped through or switched to night vision, it caused him to get nauseous.
Anything on the cams, Brad?
Well, I'm not too sure yet. Wait! I just saw something move through the DOS projector.
I saw it too, Brad. Well, we know that it's not the Goryo, right?
Alright. Now we're getting somewhere. That means there's only two more it could be, right?
Yeah. The Oni and the raiju.
You mean the Ryu, right?
Brad. Yeah, the raiju. It's just the J, it messes me up sometimes. You know I was never good with words.
Yeah, I know, Raymond. You are good with ghosts, though. Just not words.
Alright, Brad. Well, I think what we should do next is try and figure out if this is the raiju.
Okay, Raymond. What do you think we should do?
You know, it's gonna be a little difficult, because both it and the Oni sound active. But if only one of us is there, and we turn on all the lights and other electrical, maybe it'll show itself. It said it becomes agitated.
Okay, Raymond. Let's get in there, turn on the TV and all the lights we can find, and anything else that draws power. Having the lights all on has never been a bad thing.
Yeah, you're right, Brad. Brad, it looks like the power's out, or it shut off the breaker. I'm gonna go quickly flip that on. You get ready to start turning on electrical stuff.
Himself that he could turn on the lights. That was a simple task that he could complete. It was just flicking on a light switch. Nothing more, nothing less. But the drunkenness was chuckling behind him, as if it was about to play a
Power's
prank.
on again, Brad.
As he heard Raymond's call, he tried to flip on the lights, reaching for the lights on the wall, forgetting there was a light switch. He continued with the plan, though, trying to go to every room he could and turn on the lights, any sort of electrical equipment he could find. He did not dare touch the radio, though. Its static screams were kept muffled and quiet. As he clicked on the TV, the static was loud and blaring. It started to form a headache in his mind, like a staticky chainsaw running right beside his ear. The hum was eerie but annoying. His mind couldn't handle it, and he decided to wait outside. As he watched from the door, he couldn't see any sort of activity. He was doing his best to focus, to help his friend, but the intoxication was too much. His vision was now so blurred he couldn't make out the lines between the colors on the TV. As he walked back to the van to light some candles, he tried to take another sip of whiskey, although the last drop was the only thing that dripped onto his tongue. It was empty. Panic started to form. Even though he had that obscured and clouded mind, he could feel his heart beating. That reliance on something was no longer there. He was out of alcohol. As he took the candles in, he'd find himself quickly placing them and leaving, hoping not to be in the house any longer than he needed to be. Panic had fully returned, and that drunken stupor did not help. He didn't know how to keep him safe. He started to try and run down the list of things Raymond had told them on the first investigation, but it was just a drunken pile of vomit spread out across his brain. He couldn't connect one to the second, and then as he did, the smell of the smudge stick returned to his mind. He gagged and caught the vomit in his throat, but remembered the smudge sticks could save him. He grabbed a smudge stick he planned to keep safe. If he smudged it like Raymond said, he could keep them safe. But even then, as he stepped into the house, he couldn't handle the pressure. He couldn't handle the fear, the fright, the terror he felt inside him. His heart was pounding at that frosted glass yet again, but this time he could hear it. He could see the shadow through the glass. The shadow of his emotions.
Anything happening in there, Raymond? I'm not seeing anything from the door.
No, Brad. I'm looking around here, but I just can't see anything. Nothing's changing. Maybe we're on the wrong path. Maybe it isn't a raiju.
Well, let's just give it a few more minutes. Just, keep an eye out and see if something happens. I'm sure we'll have some sort of activity regardless. Just be careful, Raymond.
Yeah, Brad. I will. I'm sure you're right. We'll just keep an eye out. You just stay by the door, okay?
Hey, Raymond. Raymond, maybe you should step outside for a bit. Just, take a breather and catch your breath. I don't want you getting hurt or anything.
Brad again felt that guilt. As his fear was pounding on the opaque glass, his guilt was standing right beside him with a hand on his shoulder. He knew if Raymond was in trouble, he wouldn't be able to help. His urge or his call to have Raymond come outside and away from the danger wasn't for Raymond to be safe. But so if his friend died and he wasn't able to save him because he was a drunk, intoxicated idiot, he wouldn't die from the guilt. He watched the cameras to try and escape his emotion, but it was too blurred to read anything. He couldn't even tell which camera number he was on anymore. This only made the piggybacking feeling of guilt worse. He could not escape it. He had to live with his choice, his decision.
What do you mean, Raymond? What's going on?
Holy shit, the lights just popped. Did you see that, Brad? I think the ghost just surged the power.
What? Which lights? The hallway ones?
Yeah, I think I got a picture of something.
What, like the lights breaking?
No, it's the ghost, Brad. But it's like it's all distorted.
Wait, Raymond, it disrupted the camera quality and surged the power to the lights. Do you think that means it's a raiju?
I think you're right, Brad. I mean, that was one of the things to rule out. The other was an oni, and we both weren't in there. And it was pretty active. I think you're right. I'm saying we're dealing with a raiju.
So what changed, Raymond? I thought the last time we were here the ghost was a phantom. Wasn't it? We had the dots, but the other evidence was different, remember? We had those glowing hands and the spirit box.
Yeah, Brad, I can't say for sure. It's like it was a whole nother ghost.
Raymond, wouldn't we have detected it in the house the first time we were here if there had always been two ghosts?
Yeah, good point, Brad. If there was just another ghost in the house, we should have picked up something the first time we were here.
Do you think the priest could have brought it with him?
Why would he do that, though? It even killed him.
Maybe there's something more going on here. Like the priest was possessed or something? Maybe we should look into it, Ray.
Well, if that's the case, I think I have a lead, Brad.
Yeah, Ray? What is it?
The priest's house.
Well, it looks like Brad was struggling a bit by the end of the investigation. Hopefully he'll be able to get his alcoholism under control before the next investigation. Because between you and me, I know it's in the next house, and being drunk won't save him. Thank you all for coming to watch the Phasmophobia story series. Make sure if you haven't already, give the video a like, and subscribe to the channel. We have a lot of stories on there for all sorts of games, so make sure you check it out if you want to hear some more. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.